Good morning, students. So, I want to tell you about Python Panda second because it is going on. In that, as I have told you, that in whole chapters they want to tell you about the picking of the elements of the data frame. Means if you want to take the data frame, in that the data frame elements that can be picked out. So in previous video, as I have told you, suppose you are having this structure, so in this structure you are taking the value from this, like Aman, Arun and Ajay. We are thinking that they have got the scores like 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. So according to this, they are getting the values. So if you want to get the value from here or anywhere from the data frame, so this is the structure of the data frame. So if you want to take the value, if you want to pick the value from this structure, for that you have to tell the systematic way. By that you are able to pick it. So generally, if you are picking the value, in that case, for example, this is A, this data frame name is A, and you want to take the value. Actually this is two-dimensional array, but by the help of pandas, it can be accessed by the data frame. So I think it will be easier for you. But in the form of the data structure, if we are talking, in that case you have to write, suppose this. So 1, 0 row, 1 and 2 row, 0, 1, 2. So these are the index row wise and column wise. So here you have to give first, second row and first column. Means first column is index number first, so this value can be picked out. But by the pandas, it has been cleared that there is no use to write this thing. Only the name of the data frame, you can take. Like in previous video also, suppose the name of the data frame, that is df dot itr rows, then rows number, which number you want to take, so we want to give 2. After that we want to pick the individual column. It means df dot itr item 1. So by this process you can display the particular element. You can pick the particular elements from the data structure. So by the pandas, it is very easy to pick any individual data. So here they want to tell you, if you are having the data df1 and df2, in that there are some values like Ram, Shyam, Abhay, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, like this we are giving the value. So if we are having this type of value that can be picked individually, so individually we are picking, so that can called binary operations. The individual value, individual element we are taking out, the individual element if we are taking from the data frame, so it can be called as a binary operations. Actually earlier also, in the 11th also, I have told you about the binary operations. Binary operations means whether you are counting it from this side or this side or this side or this side. So you are taking the value by its element. If you are taking the value by its element, for that it is compulsion that you are taking the value, then definitely any value you are taking, if you are taking any value, at that time we should keep in our mind that which value we are taking. For that we have to give the description of that element. So whole data frames, they can also be joined. Here I am giving you the example. See the things. Suppose this is the structure of the data frame. Only 4 value we are taking, like 2, 3, 1, 4. In another structure, we are taking another 4 values, 5, 9, 7, 4. So we are taking these values. It is having the name df1 and it is having df2. So both the data frame, they can be applied as a mathematical operations. If for the mathematical operations, if we are using, so particular elements that can display with its operations, so it can be called as a binary operations. If we are adding this, so 7, 12, here 5 and 11. So the new structure that will be created like this. If you want to add them, if you want to multiply them, it means 2 will be multiplied by this and 3 will be multiplied by this and 1 is multiplied by 4 and 4 is multiplied by 7. So multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, anything can be done with the help of binary operations. Binary operations, the binary addition that can be possible in this way. If we are adding both data frames like df1 plus df2, if we are storing it For that you are using like df3. So it may be, or you can directly write print df1 and df2 plus, sorry, df1 plus 2 plus df2. If we want to multiply them, then we have to keep multiplication symbols, division symbols. So whatever you are doing, that is possible with the help of arithmetic operations. So in Pandas they are telling you about these things. Now I am going to write one program for creating the different data frames. After that, the multiplication or addition, what you want. First of all, I am just adding 2 data frames. For that we are writing the program. See, we are importing Pandas as PD. Pandas as PD we are taking. After that we want that one data frame that should be made. For that we are taking data1 equal to any data frame we are taking. We can define it in the form of data frame df equals to pd dot data frame, then data 1. So here we have made one structure, one data frame. After that another data frame we are making like data 2. In data 2 we are storing it is not compulsory that you have to give the value Ajay and Abhay. You can give different value also. So here I am taking the example like this. After that, df1 equal to pd dot data frame data 2. So it means you are taking data 1 and data 2 in df or df1. Just we want to add these data frames, we want to the value, we want to add the value of these data frames. For that, just we are putting the symbol of plus. We are putting the symbol of plus. So we are creating df2 equals to df plus df1. After that, you can utilize here print df2. So it means that you are having the values. You are having the value with different data frames. So these values that can be added. It means Ajay that will display in one column. Abhay that will display in another column. After that, one, and here the frame 5. Here the element of this first row and first column. So this value that will be added means 6 will be displayed. After that, 2 and 6 equals to 8. So according to that the value that will be displayed. So students, you should keep in your mind that like this, if you want to display the structure, for that we have to practice on our system so that it can be done. Again you see this program and just try to complete it on your system. After that, you have to ask the questions, but some of the students they are asking the question, but some of the students just they are seeing the video. After that, they are not giving any questions, they are not asking anything. But if they are not asking anything, they will face the consequences. That's why I am saying that you should ask more and more questions regarding this. As I have told you, my WhatsApp number also. So on my WhatsApp or school app, through any medium you can ask me the questions. If you are not asking, it means you will face the problems. I will give the videos day by day, and after that I can understand that everything is going smoothly. If you are not thinking that it will be completed later, it will completed later, so that will be very late. So you should keep in your mind, if you want to be good programmer, if you want to get good percentage in your board exams, for that it is compulsory that you should try more and more. You should try more programs in your system also. So after that, again I am giving you the questions, again I am writing the programs. Actually, I am giving you one multiplication program, one multiplication of the data frames. So after that I will tell next topic. So generally I am giving you the example in this way so that you can understand easily. Import pandas as PD. Import pandas as PD. After that, we are taking D1. In D1, we are storing the value 1 colon 2, 3, 4. After that, we are taking 2 colon 2, 1, 7. After that, we are closing it. After that, again we are taking another data D2 equals to 3 colon 2 2 2. After that, next column 3 3 2. So we are having these two things. After that, we are taking another thing like 3 D3. In that we are storing the data So here we are having 3 datas. Here we are having 3 datas. After that, just we want to multiply these data frames. So first of all, we are creating data frame df1 equal to pd dot data frame d1 df2 equals to pd dot data frame d2. After that, df3 equals to pd dot data frame d3. So we are having here 3 data frames, and we want that these data frame that should be multiplied. So df1 into df2 into df3. So the multiplication of the data frame that will be stored in df4, or we are using here the sensible variable df total. So in this we are storing this. After that, just we want to print the df total. So the total of the data frames that can be displayed here by using this program. After that, I want to tell you the individual element. If you want to take for that ITR rows and ITR items, you have to use. So actually this is binary operations. With the data frames. So I think have you seen this program? After that, I am going to tell you the other functions that can be applied with this. As you know that max function, min function, percentile function, and average functions. So all these functions of maths that can also be applied with this data frame. So I am telling you here, if we have calculated data frame, all the data frame multiplication here, after that we want to print the maximum value in df total. So we are writing df total dot max. It means or maximum value in df total that will be displayed. After that you are storing minimum value. For that you have to write here min function. If you want to calculate percentile, so all these things that can be displayed. So students, you should try about that, so that no problem will be faced by you, because I want that if you are facing the problems, then definitely you should say, otherwise I can understand that everything is going smoothly. After that some more functions that can also be applied, like as you know, mean, median, mode. In maths there was functions mean, median, mode in statics. So that function that can also be applied here, like if you want to create, if you want to display the print df total dot, so this type of functions that can be applied here. After that, anytime row wise mode you want to calculate, or mean you want to calculate, so this is also be applicable here. After that you can count, or you can calculate the sum also. So all these operations of the math that can be applied with this Python pandas. Actually one thing that is quarantile, in that the 25% or any other percent that can also be displayed by using this function. So if you have practiced more, after that you can ask me the points regarding this. So you have to note it down the questions regarding all these methods. Actually I am making here one table structure, like data frame, we are making here. And last one, that is budget. So here we are having like this structure. The data frame is see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So in that as it is regarded that the name of this data frame frame, that is DF1. DF1 it is, and in that some name are here, like Ajay, male, position manager, city Eta, age 45 years, project 3, and budget like any numbers. So here you are having 50. So another data we are having Abhay, Aman, Ankit, and one more Ashish. Male, 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 and male. Peon, clerk, manager, peon. Here Agra, Eta, Delhi. After that 42, 43, 42 and 45. After that 4, 5, 6, 1, 55, 60, 45 and 30. So basically this is the structure of the data frame. This is the structure of the data frame. So on behalf of it, you have to create you have to note it down the questions. You have to note it down the questions. So that question that should be completed. Please write the questions. Write a program with the help of pandas. With the help of pandas. Through that name, age and position, name, age and position, name, age and position in this order, name, then age, then position should be displayed. For all employees. So I am giving you the hint. First of all, you have to create this data frame. After that, the particular portion means name, then age, then position, that should be displayed. And one more data frame you have to create with DF2. One data frame that has been created with the help of, actually this is one question, and after that I am giving you the second one question also. So after that you have to create another data frame with the name of DF2. In that there are some sort of datas like name, father name, phone number, name, father name and mobile number. So in that there are some records and we want to add these data frames. We want to combine, we want to join the data frames. So for that you have to write the program. So note it down, the second questions. After making data frame 2, you have to add these two data frames in third one, in third data frame, and after that you have to calculate the average of the project, and you should also calculate, you have to calculate the maximum budget what you are getting, what you are having. So the maximum budget that should also be cleared. Okay, note it down. After that again I am giving you the questions. Sorry, one program I am starting, so for that you have to try that. Maybe it will be something special for you. So that type of question that will come in your board exams, that's why you should practice more and more. So next program is that you are taking the 2 or 3 data frames, and these data frame that can also be concatenate. Means data frame can be concatenate by using concat functions, concat method. So we are taking import pandas as PD. After that D1 and D2. After that we are taking name anything we are taking. Density we are taking so one data frame or one data of first data frame we have made. So second data, for second data frame we are creating here like age, then designation, see we are having these two datas. These two datas we are having. After that we are making it for the data frames. So here df1 equals to pd dot data frame data frame d1. After that df2 equals to pd dot data frame d2. So indirectly we have created the both the data frames. Both the data frame we have created. After that we want that these data frame that should be joined, that should be concatenate. So one concat method is there, through that we are able to make it as a concatenate. So we are having df1 dot concat, after that df2 in df3 we are storing. After that if we are making or displaying df3, so it will be displayed like this: name, city, after that age, then design. So all these heads of the data structure that we joined. So here Abhay, Agra, age 20, then clerk. Here again Ajay, then data 25 or manager, that will be displayed in this way. So this is the basic difference for addition, for making the addition for the data. If we are making the addition, it means the value or the elements that will be added. If we are using it with the concat function, concat method, it means we are joining the different data frame with one by one. So one data frame name and city is having, and one data frame that is having age and design. So these both the data frames that can be joined. So here the data will be kept in this format. So students, you should try more and more about this programs. So here I have written the program. So if you are facing the problem, then definitely you can ask the questions, because so many times I have told you, you can ask me the questions anytime. So all these programs that should be practiced on your system. Actually, I am going to discuss one thing, that one or two students, they are consulting with us that this program that is not working on your system. So it is compulsory after Python, installing the Python, you have to install pandas also, for numpy also. So all these modules, all the necessary modules that should be installed on your system. After that it will be workable, otherwise it will show the errors, import pandas is not available or pandas module is not available, like this. So I am telling you that how it will be installed on your system. So I am telling you the points, the steps by which you can install pandas on your system. If you have installed Python on your system, then start. After that, you should start command prompt of your system. If you have command prompt is open, if your command prompt is opened, after that you have to check that if your command prompt that is workable, so in that you have to set the directory or the folder in which Python is installed. So basically it will be installed on this path C:\/ Windows, then users like this. So this will come in your command prompt. After that you have to use cd app data, after that cd local, then cd programs, then cd python, then cd python 3.6/32. So in this folder you have to write pip install pandas. If you have pressed the enter key, after that some processing of installing that has been completed. After it you are able to understand that it has been installed on your system or it has not been installed on your system. So if you have installed the pandas or numpy, after that it will be workable on your system. So students,